Welcome back to the studio. I'm once again joined by the expert panel who will help me summarize the breakout sessions for the last time for this event. It feels a bit sad, but let's keep up the energy.
Yes.
Yes, it's been such a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having us. But I really want to talk about these two sessions, and they were remarkable and a nice finale to this whole day.
And we should mention that you covered the cloud.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it'll be obvious when I talk about it further. You'll hear cloud every other minute, but this first presentation was with HSL, and this is the Helsinki Regional Transport. And what I really loved is that their motto is anything is possible. And they really embrace that because now with the new normal of pandemics, geopolitical changes, climate change, and AI, it's taking this whole business continuity approach and taking a look at that. And we're working with our clients on that as well. But for them, they also had a cyber attack, which initiated this entire focus on what do they need to be doing from a continuity standpoint. And one of the biggest takeaways from this presentation was that they said to incorporate design thinking, which I think is so novel to think of design thinking with security, but very important, and threat modeling in the entire life cycle of your development process. So big takeaway. For the second presentation, we had Anna Heetz, amazing woman who actually focuses on cloud software development. That was nice to see. And she talked about retries, service limits, and timeouts to allow for resilience in distributed environments. And that was amazing. She ended by saying failure is a probability that creates opportunity. A nice touch.
Yeah, very nice touch. And Minna, AI and data, what did you learn?
So for this track, the common denominator for both of presentations was connected data points that serve then everybody in the organization, from the top management to see what is the pulse of our organization and the business, all the way to the operators in the shop floor. So first, AB Enzymes shared that they have all of this state-of-the-art lab equipment that captures a lot of data, but they had the data in silos, so they didn't have this shared platform for all the data. And then they explained or presented how they did that journey to making this data from all the equipment available for other parts of the organization. And then Nokia, in the second presentation, shared how they have built this hardware as a service that you are able to basically put on any shop floor machinery and start collecting data in real time and then feeding that data into your central data lake and build this connections and sort of the big picture through data. So this to me is a digitalization at its best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jörn?
Yeah, so the first session was the Danish Environmental Protection Agency, and they have to report the waste volumes and waste treatments for the last 6 years. They also explained that they have over 1,000 companies who are providing data on a yearly basis, resulting in over 3 million data lines per year. They shifted towards a new architecture. They had chosen containerizing with Kubernetes to also be future-proof and in order to have an easy transition into the cloud. The key takeaway here for them was really to have a solid communication, because they mentioned that technically they're able to build a solution that complies with all the legislations, but the struggle that they had is how do we get all the 1,000 companies on board with the new platform. The second session was Optimizely, who introduced Optimize One, where they talked about 3 major challenges within marketing and how to solve them. So the first one is that usually marketing teams, they operate in silos. The second one was that the marketing teams usually don't take a scientific approach into marketing, so they really have to base themselves upon the data. And that the last one is that they usually don't have the impact that they want to have. So how do we get that value out of the marketing effort?
That's
Well,
great. So we still have a couple of minutes if we want to sort of add something. Do you have an overall sort of reflection of today's event, Anjali?
Yeah, just this underlying tone of the human focus and the focus
I
on our
totally
people
agree.
and employees and our clients and our customers. Collaboration, and also the global nature of these businesses we're working with, and the realization that there's so much diversity, and that part of the diversity actually stimulates the creativity and the innovation, and taking advantage of that by using these tools, whether it be AI or cloud or digitization. So I love the human undertone that we've seen today, and also the responsibility towards our people and our planet to set the strategy.
Good point.
I really like the human aspect as well, and I might also add the importance for rethinking, being able to renew, and then also reskilling the people in your organization. So world is going forward, and things are changing rapidly. The evolving technology is changing what we do or what we can do. So really rethinking and renewing is a key.
And Jeroen?
I can just compliment to say that it's really fascinating to see how we as humans are able to adapt quickly to changes in the market, changing the way that we work, going from full-time at the office to remote working, having all the abilities to really evolve, and having technology support us in that.
Thank you all three, Jeroen,
thank
Minna,
you.
Angeline, for joining me
everyone.
here, for providing great insights.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
It was our pleasure.
Likewise.
And now, the only thing that reminds for today, or it's still left for this year's event, and it's not a minor detail, is that it's time for me to welcome back the captain of Solita, Ossi Lindros, back to the studio. So welcome, Ossi.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what are your reflections, your overall reflections?
Well, I think we delivered what we promised in the beginning, to try to cut through the noise and bring valuable insights, real customer cases, real customer stories. And I really like the panelists or the expert panel, the sort of final words about it's about us humans, and the sort of way how we are communicating and building the solutions in the future. It's again not that much about the technological shifts, but how we as individuals and human beings are behaving and building things in a different way that will sort of bring the most value in the future as well.
And we've talked about how quickly everything changes. What do you think about next year's event? What will we talk about?
I'm hoping that we start to see more and more, let's say, these accelerated change cases where people have noticed that, okay, this was an era of truly building something new when it comes to business models and ways of working, and then sort of having the technologies as enablers for that change, and then sort of going through the real life use cases for maybe a bit more profound changes that the organizations have faced. So I'm really looking forward to it because, as said, change happens gradually and then suddenly.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And thank you for involving me in this as well. It's been fun.
Thank you.
And thank you, all the 3,600 plus people who've been joining us today and will be joining us on demand after the event, of course. Have a great day.
Exactly.
Bye.